You're listening to the How to Talk to Girls podcast, where you'll learn step by step how to meet and seduce beautiful women. Whether you're looking for one night of fun, a week-long fling, or a long-term relationship. I'm your host, Trip, and the episode starts now.
Hello and welcome to the How to Talk to Girls podcast. I'm your host, Trip Kramer from tripadvice.com. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. Man, this podcast has been running now for, it's 2018, 3.5 years. It's crazy. It's been going this long. And yet there's still so much to talk about. People always ask me, they go, Trip, how do you come up with the new topics? How do you have so much to say on this? You put out so many podcasts and YouTube videos. And then I tell them that there's a million questions. You could dive so deep into the smallest topics. And we're going to do that today. Today's topic is talking about meeting girls in the workplace. Now, here's the thing. This is going to be a little bit different of an episode. This is not me giving you advice on how to do it. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have another podcast episode on that. But today's episode is not about telling you, hey, you got a girl there, this is what you do, this is how you do it. Okay, instead, we're going to be going in a whole different direction here. And we're going to get to that in just a second. But first, if you don't know already, there's a full course that you can get called Hooked that teaches you how to get girls hooked on you. And if you don't already have that, I suggest you get your hands on it because this is the full A to Z step-by-step system to attract women in your town. Doesn't matter if you know them from work, doesn't matter if you know them from class, doesn't matter if you see them on the street or at a bar. I give you the full breakdown on how to attract the most beautiful women, and this stuff is proven. Guys are getting results every single day from this. Go to getherhooked.com to check more of that out if you don't already have it. Now, today's episode, I am going to be steering you away from meeting women at work. And I'm going to tell you why. You know, recently I did get a question from a guy, and I also got a question from a good friend of mine, and they were the exact same. Should I date this girl at work? There's this girl, she's really cute. Should I date her? You know, guys are always kind of nervous. And I don't blame you because there's a girl at work who you like, and if it doesn't work out or you get rejected, or it does work out, you don't get rejected, you guys date, but then you break up, this could cause problems in the workplace. Now, again, I'm not just talking about is it allowed at the workplace. Let's just assume in the case that it is allowed and it's not weird for you guys to be dating. I know different work environments call for different types of situations, but let's just say in this situation, it's allowed, okay? Still, should you do it? Should you go for that girl? Well, let me break it down for you very simply. I want to step inside the mind of the guy who's asking that question. And it's interesting because back in the day, I'd get that question all the time and I'd have an answer and tell you, okay, this is how you do it. This is what you're going to say to her. This is how you'll get her out and all this stuff. And I gave some really good practical tips on how to do it. But now it's a whole different story. I want to step inside the mind of the guy and see really what's going on. And I know exactly what's going on. It really hit me the other day as I'm hearing this question, as I'm thinking about it. Why is the guy so concerned with attracting this girl in the workplace if there's a risk? Because that's the whole thing here. There's a risk involved. And I'm thinking about my friend, and he's like, yeah, there's this beautiful girl. And he already knows that she's into him. She's giving him all the signs. I think they have a mutual friend who also was at work that said, hey, this girl would go on a date with you if you just asked her. But he's still wondering, well, should I do it? What if it goes well? Then we're going to see each other all the time at work. What if it goes well, we break up? Then we got to see each other at work. What if it just totally doesn't go well at all? And now it's awkward because the first date was weird, or she never even really liked me in the first place. My friend was wrong and I get rejected. And now I got to see her all the time at work. Well, one answer is, who gives a shit, right? Just like, okay, stop caring. Don't worry about it. Live your life. It's not a big deal. Whatever happens, happens. And in some cases, I do like that advice. Just go for it. And who cares about the outcome? And just go for it. Don't be scared. You'll figure it out. But in this case, I don't really like that idea because it could set you up for a lot of annoyance, really. It could set you up for, like I said, all three of those potential situations. And by the way, the other potential situation that I believe I said was it could go well, and then you don't break up, but then you see her all the time. And now work is very much a part of both of your lives, which I think could be a struggle in the future because it doesn't allow you guys to have kind of your separate lives. Maybe you see them too much and then you don't get excited to see them at home. So there's just all these different risks involved. And so the guy who's sitting here thinking, what do I do? Should I go for it? Should I not? The real thing that's going on in his life is a lack of abundance mentality. So there you go. I finally got to the point here to that long-winded explanation. I think that's what's going on. This guy says, he looks at it and he goes, okay, risk, reward. Okay, there's a lot of risk. Oh, but there's a lot of reward. Well, let me ask you something. If this guy was very good at meeting women outside of the workplace, do you think he would still go for this girl? I mean, maybe, because maybe there's something so awesome about her. But if you looked at it rationally, if you said, okay, here's all this risk, but I can meet other women outside of work, why would I risk it? I think a very smart, intelligent person with abundance mentality would say, oh, you know what? Not worth it. I don't see why it's worth it. There's plenty of other women out there. I can attract a woman out there where I'll never have to deal with this. I'll never have to deal with the awkwardness of if it doesn't work out. I'll never have to deal with seeing her if it doesn't work out or if she rejects you. You don't have to deal with the relationship of what's going to happen if you both work there. It's just there's a lot of trouble here in this situation. It just seems that the negatives outweigh the positives, even if it goes well. But of course, a guy who lacks abundance mentality, he's in this scarcity mindset because he's looking at women as a scarce object. He says, oh, there's a girl at work who's pretty and I like her and it's an easy in because, well, maybe she likes me or because I talked to her already and it's not going to be weird to approach her. So it's out of fear. This is the problem here, is that it's completely out of fear. This is the deep stuff that the guy isn't thinking because he's so unaware of his lack of abundance. He's so unaware of his scarce mindset that he doesn't even go there. He's in this bubble that he has no idea what's going on. Lucky for you, if you're this guy, now you're aware. I'm making you aware of the situation. Hopefully you're thinking like, oh man, that's true. I'm just going for this girl because I never meet any other women. I never put any effort into meeting other women. I never try online dating. I never approach a girl. I never take the time to say hi to a girl in line at Starbucks. I never stop that girl who's walking down the street, who is beautiful, who I want to say hello to. I never try out going to clubs and bars and approaching many girls there. Never try. Because you're scared. Because you don't understand the potential that's out there. Okay? You don't understand the potential of how many women are out there because you're in scarcity mindset. But then again, I also think that you have the idea that you know that there's a lot of women out there that you could be with. Like you understand that concept. It's not rocket science. I'm not sitting here blowing your mind with the fact that you can be with lots of women. I think more and more people are entering an abundant mindset because of online dating, because that's opening your world to meeting more women. But what I'm really trying to do here is get you not just into that mindset of abundance mentality, but living it. Sure, you could walk away from this podcast and you could say, oh yeah, okay, abundance mentality, there's many women out there. But then you're still going to sit home swiping on apps, looking for girls in your workplace or settling for a girl in your workplace. Because it's easy. You have the connection. You both work in the same office. You speak the same language. It's easy. It's easy. So you kind of fall for them and then you settle and there you go. So I want to put you into the not only abundance mindset, but the practice of the abundance mindset. If you think, okay, there's this girl at work, I really like her, but you know deep down that, okay, negatives outweigh the positives, well, then I want you to start meeting women outside of the workplace. So that if a girl comes into the workplace, you're like, all right, I don't care. I don't care. I mean, of course, there's exceptions, right? If you work in a really big corporation and she's on another floor and you never see her and she's not even on your team, well, then maybe, sure. Then I guess that reduces the risk a little bit. It's as if you guys still have completely different jobs. So maybe that's an exception. But still, I still think that's scarcity because you're like, there's this one girl in the building that I work in. I need to get her. That's the girl I need to get because she's pretty and she's in the building that I work in. And I have an opportunity with her. And then you figure out how to do this and you waste weeks and months. And so much time went by where you're thinking about her. And then you could have been going out and meeting other women and approaching other women. So that's what I want you to think about and want you to do. So let's look at this in terms of risk, analyze it rationally, and think about what is a better opportunity for you. Is it a better opportunity for you to go out, build the skill of attraction, meet girls outside of the workplace where you have nothing to worry about at all? Or should you try for that one or two girls that are in your workplace where most situations don't seem to have that great of a result? Don't forget that you have the answer. Okay, the answer is right in front of you. The answer to the big question, well, how do I talk to girls? How do I approach girls? How do I get over my shyness? How do I get over that fear? And once I do that, how do I get a random girl completely attracted to me who I've never met before? Well, the answer is in my program, Hooked. GetHerHooked.com. Go there. Check that out. It's there. It's not expensive at all. It's super cheap. So get that to learn the proper way to do this so you're not relying all in these one-off little situations. God, it cringes to me. You know why it cringes to me too is because I used to be that way too. These one-off situations where it was easy to meet that girl. Man, it's a waste of time because you don't know what's going to happen with that girl. So take control of your life. Open yourself up to more women. Go approach. Go talk to girls. It's hard. Yeah, it's absolutely hard. But I can help you with that. You got podcasts. I got over 250 of them. You got my program Hooked, my YouTube channel. I got your back. I'm all here for you. So that's my thoughts on today's episode. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to write a review if you haven't yet. I like to see those reviews, even if they are negative. Fuck it. Write a review. Let me read it. Talk to you soon. Bye.